Hey everybody, welcome to the Lenten video series. This is for March 10th. It's Thursday, March 10th. So we have a quick blip from Esther and one from Matthew. So in Esther, we all know the story of Esther, but this is her moment of entreating God. And she says, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, blessed are you. Help me, who am alone and have no help but you, for I'm taking my life in my hand. As a child, I used to hear from the books of my forefathers that you, O Lord, always free those who are pleasing to you. Now help me, who am alone and have no one but you, O Lord my God. First thing, so great that she's talking about as a child, she used to hear from the books of my forefathers. So as a child, she was hearing about the works of the Lord. And so we'll come back to that. But the second part of the Esther reading is just that twice she makes that statement, I'm alone and I have no one but you. I have no one but you, so please help me. So this is her entreating, and we know how the story plays out. It ends up very well for her. But if we jump forward to the gospel in Matthew 7, Jesus talking to his disciples, and it's the famous, he's talking to them and he says, listen, ask and it will be given. Seek and you find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everybody who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and one who knocks, the door will be opened. And so first of all, there's a statement, like Esther was, she asked and she received. So the same for you. You can ask of him, and he will be there for you. And part of the thing is that this world around us, our culture right now, we've lost our way in so many ways, and some of it's not new because there's nothing new under the sun. But in so many ways, we have just forgotten that, no, he's a dad who wants to be approached, and he wants to be recognized as the father who gives all good things. And so the encouragement is, if we're going to try to live this in a missionary way, to relay that to the world, that just that component that they've forgotten or have never been told and have never known that the God who made them actually wants to give to them. And it's not about like making an easy life, but it's about like, that's what a good parent does, is there for their child. And he moves into that by saying, like, which one of you who would hand his son a stone when he asked for a loaf of bread, or a snake when he asked for a fish? If you then, who are wicked, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask? So again, the theme of the entire verse, but especially of mission, is if we're going to live this as a mission for people, then we have to know it for ourselves. That's true. Like when the plane's going down, you get your own mask on first. But the bigger idea of this Lent anyway is to focus on the missionary aspect. So those around you, today, here's your challenge. And if you're anything like me, I forget my challenge. I forget the daily things I'm supposed to do. I will often just make an alarm in my phone for every hour. It goes off every hour or every 30 minutes. And it takes a little while, but to remind me, because I lose track. So, but your challenge for today then, if you have to set a reminder or whatever, is to be open to the opportunities that God is going to bring into your life in small and big ways, where you'll hear people speak in a way that they don't know that God really loves them, that they don't know that he actually wants to give, where God will be opening a door where you get to say, like, well, have you asked God about it yet? Have you prayed about it at all? Oh, I don't know why I would pray about that. Well, why not? If a kid's hungry and goes to his dad isn't going to give him a rock. He's going to say, oh, okay, here, let me get you a snack. In the same way, we should encourage those around us to do the same. But again, not in a like, well, you should pray, but in a way like, hey, we'll pray about it together. Or I'll be praying about this for you. Because God really does want to give. He even said, if you want to know, then ask. If you want to receive, ask. Knock, and you'll seek, and you'll find. That's his attitude of openness. He's not a distant father. And just phrases like that can really be impacting to people. The other thing is, while you're looking for those opportunities, be sure to pay attention to the youngsters in your life, whether it's your own kids or your nieces or nephews or your grandchildren or maybe the kids of the coworkers or whatever. Just be open to the little ones. Because that's so formative for them. But then the biggest thing is to be open for the opportunities that God will open for people like in your coworkers and for those in your family and friends and acquaintances. I even keep on a lookout in gas stations when you're paying for gas or whatever. There are always opportunities to, in a very small way and sometimes in very large ways, to make the fatherhood of God known, that you can approach him for things. And sometimes even for me, I do this for a living. Sometimes I'm still scared to bring it up to people. But it's good to do that. It's good just to reach out and say, hey, did you pray about that yet? Or you know what? I'll be praying for you. I was talking to a realtor the other day, and I kind of know her. And she had mentioned a procedure she was going in for. I said, oh, well, hey, I'll be praying for you by name. And her response was like, oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you so much. And I had no clue if she'd just be like, I don't need your prayers or whatever. But she didn't. She just said thanks. And I checked in with her multiple times. And it can be daunting for anybody, but just do that. Just today as the day begins, Just say, Lord, I will be open to any opportunity. If you make it known to me, I will be open to any opportunity to bring that love, to bring your love into a situation. And that's you sitting there going, God, I only have you anyway. And that's the beauty of things. And that's, I'll close. The beauty is this, that it's only him anyway. You don't have anyone but him anyway. He's your help. He's your guide. He's the one who provides the opportunities and creates the situations and puts you in them. So don't worry. Just be open.